Hi, beautiful fruity cutie. What's up? What's up, boo? My name is Jeanette, also known as Misfit Vegan. Today I'm starting a series with fruitarians or raw vegans that are not afraid to eat fruit and vegetables and are not consuming supplements. So the first guest in my series is the man himself. Where the fuck is he? I don't know. Eli Martyr, Free Melon Society. So we're going to wait for him to join us. And I'm really excited because he has been fruitarian for 10 years now. He does not do supplements, and we're going to go through all the supplements. So when Eli gets in, we are going to check off. We're going to go through B12, protein powder. We're going to go through iron, these motherfucking dumbass fucking enzymes people are selling. We're going to do it all, baby, the whole gamut. So as soon as Eli joins, we are going to bring him in and we're going to get into it, baby. So yeah, how you guys doing? Let me know. Let me know where you are coming from. Where are you watching this from? And somebody fucking in Canada, find Eli and get him on the motherfucking live. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Because this is so important. It is unbelievable how many people are on a raw food diet and scared to not take supplements. And so I have set up a bunch of interviews with amazing fruitarians and raw vegans, starting with Eli Martyr from the Free Melon Society. Then we're going to be doing Ronnie, who runs the UK Fruit Festival. And then I'm going to be interviewing Lauren Lockman, Doug Graham, Eris Latham, all of these amazing people that do not take supplements, including myself. I am 15 years on a raw food diet. What's up, Ohio? What's up, Germany? Okay, baby, I see you, boo. What's up, Italy? Oh, come on. Amazing. Somebody go get Eli. Italy's in the house. What is going on here? Amazing, amazing. What time is it in Italy? Wow, that's so cool. I'm trying to invite him, but I can't because he's not here. So, yeah, if anybody sees him, let him know we're here. And yeah, I'm so excited because this has to be talked about. There's a lot of scammery, if that's a word. There's a lot of snake oil salesmen in the raw food community. A lot of people just here to make money, and that is not what this movement is about. This movement is about healing. This movement is about the truth, and that's the real value in this episode that we're going to get into. Me and Eli are both truth seekers, and Eli is a lot more articulate and a lot smarter than me, so he's going to be able to explain things that I cannot explain. So I'm really excited to get started, and I am done stalling, so where's this motherfucker? I can't do it, guys. I can't. Woo. Okay. Oh, Bumblefuck, Michigan is in the house. Okay, nice. Love it. It's a little cold here too, Martha. I'm just going to be honest. It is like 79, I think. So it's a little, oh my God, somebody called me sensei. Huh. Oh, wait, no, they're calling Eli sensei. Yeah. Okay, I didn't think I was anybody's sensei. Iceland is in the house. Iodine, thank you. Iodine. Yes, we're going to go over iodine. Thank you very much. Now, please put in the chat the supplements. Yeah, everybody call Eli. Everybody, you know you can call people on Instagram. Everybody go over to this motherfucking Free Melon Society. Call his ass. Because we were just talking. He's ready. He's here. I don't know. Jeremy, call Eli, please. Now, do me a favor. Everybody put in the chat, what are the supplements you want us to go over? What are the supplements that you want us to go over? We're going to be starting with B12, of course. Protein powder. Somebody did not write urine supplementation. Somebody did not. Get the fuck out of here. Get out. And don't shake my hand if you meet me. All right, so we're going to go through B12, protein powder, vitamin D, iron, these enzymes, iodine, and what else? Anything else we should be covering in this episode, which I hope gets started soon? Yes, vitamin D's on the list, baby. Oh, yes. D3. Okay, we're going to be specific. Yes, thank you very much. What supplements makes me a fruity cutie? You know, here's the thing. Complex B, omega-3. Thank you. Omega-3. Yes. We gonna go. Thank you so much. So feces transplant therapy. Oh my God, y'all. Probiotics. Thank you. Prebiotics, probiotics, magnesium. Yep. Let's go over the dangers. We're going to go over the dangers of taking these. Yep. And Eli's going to help me. Let's see. Selenium, zinc, or other metals. Is anybody out there taking selenium and zinc? Yeah, zinc. Oh my God. Selenium. Oh my God. MAP full spectrum essential amino acids. Oh boy. Full spectrum amino acids. Vitamin A5. A5, anyone? A5? A5? No. Okay. A6? Bingo? Yes? Okay. So I don't know if we're doing this episode. I can certainly go over these, but K2, thank you very much. K2, anyone? Bingo? No? Okay. Yeah, protein powder is the first thing, boo-boo. Jeremy, you late. That's the first thing. Has anybody seen Eli? He's probably working out. He told me he was ready. He don't even have hair. What is taking so long? Eli, I swear to fruit. Air and fruit for the win, baby. That's right. Air. Everyone take a deep breath in. That's your most vital nutrient. Don't fuck that up. Take in the air, because that's the most important thing. L-glutamine. Oh, that's a good one. L-glutamine. If I have to leave this live and come back, it's going to be a fucking problem. Because the intro was tight. The intro was introing. Don't make me do another intro, Eli. Let's go. Fred Bishi recommends MAP. What's MAP, please? Creatine. Yes. Thank you so much. Oh my God, we have so much to go over. This is going to be an 18-hour live, and I don't mind as long as it gets started. Where is Eli? Can somebody call him? Can somebody message him? Can somebody send him this live? CMOS. Ooh, y'all coming through. Oh, we're going to get into this. Don't worry, boo. You didn't miss nothing yet. Eli not here. He not here yet. You know what? Can I send him this? Oh my God. Is he just sitting waiting for me to... I just realized I can send him the live. Oh, I thought he would just join. But I guess we got to send him the live. Please post this live after. Yes. I will absolutely post this live after. MAP Essentials Amino Acids. Oh, I didn't know Fred Bishi does that. Okay. MAPS Essentials. Why does Fred Bishi do that? Well, I won't be interviewing Fred Bishi on this topic. MAP. Well, we don't know why he recommends that, so we'll have to ask him. But, okay. Guys, we are going to get started very, very soon. Eli Martyr has been 10 years fruitarian. We're not going to do an intro with him because he missed his time for that. So we're just going to go straight into the questions. We're going to start with B12. And, we're going to start basically, we're really going to get into, and if you have questions, put them in the question. You see the little question mark down there? Put your questions in there, okay? Are you talking about to quit with supplements or what supplements are most important? Both. We're going to get into, do you see the title? Do you see the title of this live, boo? Supplements are a motherfucking scam. That is the title of the live, and we're going to talk about why. Maybe I'm just going to talk about why. Since my friend Eli is not here, I don't know. But thank you guys so much for joining from all around the world. Herbs. Yeah. Oh, let's get into herbs. That's a great one. Thank you so much for helping me with this. Herbs. Yeah, I'd like his his opinion on herbs. And, me personally, I'm just going to go through each one and I'm just going to ask him what he thinks. Does he worry about it? And I think Eli's here now. Okay, perfect. Okay, very nice. Thank you guys so much for helping me, to keep me company while Eli wastes my motherfucking time. Okay, sorry. It's not easy. Whew. It's not easy. Okay. What's up, Eli?
Hey, what's good? Don't think I didn't hear that. I heard that last time. Okay, I heard that.
You were supposed to. So, I don't know where you've been, but the live is done. We now know everything we need to know, and thank
Get
you
out
so
of
much
here.
for fucking not showing up.
Oh, stop.
But
Stop. I just saw the thing pop up now. I'm like, oh, okay, there she is. And then I clicked it.
you're
It's like
supposed to
two
go to my
seconds.
page and click on the circle like nonstop until you get, I
Then,
didn't, I didn't know I had to invite you actually. You're the first,
oh,
you're a high maintenance fruitarian. You're supposed to go
oh,
to my page.
I
Oh.
did. I know I did. It's weird. Maybe it's because it's an old iPad and it's not like up to date with the
Maybe it's your
newest.
B12 deficiency.
It
So
could be
let's
the
get into this
B12.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be the B12 if we, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
if we had more information on what that is.
Let's get
That's a
into
different
this
thing.
because this is the topic of the day, your deficiencies. Okay. So let's get into it. We are going to talk about supplements and why they're a scam. And we're going to start with B12. First of all, Eli, I want to know, they know everything about you now. I did your whole biography, so we don't have to introduce you.
Okay.
Okay. So, I want to know where do you get your B12 from? Am I the first person to ever ask you this?
No, no, not at all. Not at all. But just for the purpose of this, it's it it's good to flesh out some context. Depending on, okay, this depends on how fast you want to move through things, what type of answers you're looking for.
What do
Um,
you say to people that ask you this dumbass question? What do you say to people
in a pinch,
in a
in a
pinch?
pinch, I would say that first of all, uh, Mother Nature took care of you. Okay, consider how long we've been on the planet, and we never had any need for any of these considerations. And sometimes I will get the reply, "Oh, but the world is different now," right? Which it is, but it's not so different that you need to invite toxic chemicals into your system in order to supposedly get what we're calling B12. Now, the problem is that people don't know and understand what the vitamins that they're taking are. Like they don't understand the nature of them. They don't understand the industry behind them that has produced them. They have bought assumptions that the scientific community has injected into this understand or this idea of supplements are something that you can use to supplement your diet. So they have bought these assumptions where the scientific community got the faith or deserved the faith or deserves to have this faith in these assumptions. I'm not sure because it certainly isn't borne out in the experiments and how they create these things. So, and I've spent a bunch of time looking through this because this is something that really bothered me ages ago when I was a kid, not having the resources, the vocabulary, anything to understand or start questioning this in the right way. But it bothered me that we seem to know all these things about what happens in the unseen world, yet I can never, ever, ever be shown what the experts are seeing that allows them to come to the determination that they do about the properties of the thing that I'm eating. If it's so obvious to everybody out there, why can't I find a single example with the resources that are publicly available to me? If I wanted to build a chair, for example, I know I'm giving you a bit of a long-winded answer, but bear
No,
with
you're going to translate your own answer in a minute
me. Yeah, yeah,
for the rest of us.
yeah. So if I wanted to build a chair, for
Yes.
example, I can go onto the internet, I can find detailed instructions, meticulous detailed instructions on how to do that. I will be shown the materials that it's made from, sourced from. I'll see how those materials are actually worked into arrangements, how they're processed. and how they're put together in the chair. And then I can hold the chair out in front of me, I can see it, or I can see video of someone else doing it, and I can have a very definite understanding of how to build a chair, how or where chairs come from, okay? Good luck finding such clarity on vitamin B12. Good luck, all right? Just try to find a set of pictures or video of B12 in action, or an actual photo of what B12 is that is in any way coherent, that would allow you to have the confidence to say that it does such and such and such and such and such in the body. Good luck. You're not going to find it. Not going to find it. Why don't we go through, okay, let's go through a bit of a hilarious process of how B12 is produced.
Please.
Right? Okay.
Please.
So, you start with genetically modified corn syrup, or some sort of sugar, right? Now we're talking about industry here. So industry is always, the default bottom line is make profit, right? So they have no choice. They always have to cut corners. They always have to do the cheapest thing. Otherwise, you're a bad business. That's just how it works. So you're always looking for the cheapest type of syrup or glucose or sweetening agent that you can possibly find. So it's usually GMO corn, maybe sugar beet juice or processed cane juice or something, right? And then you add a whole slew of, it gets a bit wild, unspecified organic toxic materials, organic solvents, cobalt, proteinaceous matter that can be sourced from a massive slew of organic sources. We're talking about wastewater, so I can talk about this afterwards in a different question. But wastewater, so industrial runoff, industrial wastewater, can be sourced as an organic material that they sell to a company in order to manufacture vitamin B12.
I always say these people are full of shit, and now I know they are. Continue.
Yeah, no, that would actually be literally correct. Like, literally correct.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. So then what they would do is they'd have this sugar product, okay? And then they dump a whole bunch of natural materials into it, right? Let it ferment. And essentially, that's not enough, right? So that's not enough. So what they have to do is they have to add into that soup now a massive slew of hyper-toxic materials, incredibly toxic materials, cyanides, acetones, this is like a nail polish remover, alcohols, methanols. They do all of this stuff. They throw in all of these chemicals. They'll filter in some way, like with a sieve of some sort, and then they'll have to dehydrate, add more chemicals, and what is produced? See, this is why I would have loved to start from the very beginning and go through context.
Well, you should have fucking been here at the very beginning. Then we could have started at the beginning. But Eli, continue, because you change lives when you talk. I'm taking notes. I hope you guys are taking notes too. Continue, because we want to get to the everything. There's so much to talk about.
There's a whole bunch. Anyway, by the end of this process,
yes,
okay, you've started by fermenting a sugar, absolutely a GMO sugar, okay, 100%, and you fed it a whole bunch of very, very, very disturbing organic toxins. All right. So the bacteria will ferment, and then that's not enough. Then your next job, when you're producing B12, is to dump industry chemicals all over the crap. Just a whole bunch of them. Then you're going to dehydrate it, desiccate it, throw more chemicals on it, okay, after all that's done. And then you'll filter. And then the result that you get from that, this is where the magic comes in. This is where the magic of science comes in. They simply call it B12. They just call it B12. Okay, so you're
I can't do it.
It's very difficult to understand because it's confusing to begin with, right? Science has a very, very difficult time, all right? And I need to go through context building to understand how we get here in the first place. But if I'm skipping a whole bunch of it and I'm cutting to the end, all right, there are a slew of reasons why society has been created and erected in the way that it has, okay? Starting from the Renaissance in 1300s to the 1600s, moving down through the Enlightenment philosophers that gave us this confidence in the human mind, in the human spirit. We're trying to break away from the old shackles of dogmatic theology, right? And this authority of hyper-religious rule and mysticism. So we're trying to break away through all that from all these ages. And we come up to the Industrial Revolution now, where we've been through this process where we are beginning to develop a feverish pitch to glorify the human mind and the scientific process, and literally breaking away from everything that is godly and the rules of God and the rules of nature. We want to literally play God and fashion the world in our own image. Literally the satanic thing, right? The devil, how it operates. It's the adversary. So now we're into the Industrial Revolution, getting into the 20th century now, and we're just obsessed with mechanizing things. We've developed machines to do everything, and this obsession starts to build in the human mind that the elites of society, the world engineers, they want to do the same thing with life itself, okay? They want to control life itself in the same way that they've controlled material resources. Because there's this playing God fixation in their minds, okay? And it's that underlying mental ideology, okay, that has impaired the scientific community's ability to think. And it has caused what I was leading to, where I stopped off saying, right? Where they have this sludge now and they just call it B12, like whatever, right? The reason that they feel they can do that is because there is this deadly fear with not knowing something. The scientific community loathes something that they cannot understand, that is beyond them, and they have a very difficult time admitting that there is an aspect of nature that is completely beyond them, more intelligent than them, has been designed by some intelligence that transcends human thought. No, this is anathema to them. Absolutely not. So it is better to just pile on a theory and an explanation that makes no sense, that your experiments and your conclusions absolutely did not arrive at, but they fixate on a theory or an explanation, and they use that and they try to cram in the experiments regardless of what is produced in the experiment, and they try to mold that to their theory rather than the other way around. And that's the problem. So with B12 now, that process of highly adulterating something with chemicals and just rank nonsense. It'll drive you nuts. Like you go into this, it'll drive you nuts how childishly silly these processes are. The whole period, I know I'm digressing a little bit, but I will get back on track in just a second. The whole period of the vitamin discoveries that took place in the 20th century, based on rank nonsense. Literally, chemists just monkeys throwing crap at each other. It's silliness, just silliness. And they just arbitrarily decided that the vitamin exists. A whole slew of they exist, but the tests that they use to come to those conclusions do not lead them to those conclusions in any logical way. Okay, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Right?
Where did you, okay, hold on. There's so much to unpack, but
There's a lot.
you are a very important person in the raw food movement. So I pray you don't have a B12 deficiency, because we need you, Eli, because you do the research and people just ruminate on their fear and then
Right.
click on Amazon link and get their B12 because it's, you got to be safe. Why not just take it just to be safe, just to be safe? So now my
Right.
question is, I just want to know, where did you learn to not fear, or how did you learn, or have you always been this way, to not fear what other people are fearing? Because everyone is taking B12 because of fear and you are not. So where did you get this like confidence from, or have you always been like that in general?
Okay, so I've never really bought into and believed the whole supplement thing. It was just never part of my upbringing, save for maybe a couple of years when I was literally a kid, a baby, fresh from being a baby, and your parents give you children's fun, colorful vitamins.
Flintstones.
It's just the nonsense, right? Now, that didn't last for very long. I don't think my parents really believed it anyway. They're parents, so they're just trying to do the best, right, for their kids. But so that didn't last for very long. And then I had to adulterate my body for several years when I'm growing up, right? Like a lot of people. But luckily, when I started catching on to the fact that there is a healthier way to live, one of the first things I recognized or learned was that processed food is not good for you. I mean, any health book will tell you this. Any health book will tell you this. And I can see what processed foods are. And then I see on the shelf, I see a whole bunch of supplements. And they look eerily suspicious to processed foods that I'm told that I'm supposed to avoid. Eerily suspicious. Not only that, but they also look eerily suspicious to the other drugs in the pharmacy that nobody would even dare take as a nutritional thing, which is ironic because they are literally one and the same. They are literally one and the same. All of those vitamins that we're all taking for health, for better fitness, all of them, they are produced by the exact same geoengineering monsters that produce the horribly toxic medical drugs. They are the exact same ones. They are not different whatsoever. And all that represents is a conglomeration, is an aggregation of corporate entities that want to make as much money as possible. There's more to the ambition, but that money is really not what motivates these people. They already have all that. There's more, but let's just keep it simple.
Yeah, we're not trying to get canceled now.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep the live going.
Yeah. In order
Can
to
you
make
say
it,
that again? Aggregation of, this
oh,
is
I
fucking
don't
good,
know what to
man.
say.
Yeah,
It's
you don't even know.
some sort of
Oh,
aggregation of corporate monsters.
yes,
Okay?
thank you.
An aggregation of corporate monsters.
That's good, man. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
All right. So they get together, and what they do is they understand the human mind. They understand you better than you know yourself. They understand me better than I know myself, right? They're very cunning. And so they know that there's going to be a certain subset of the population that is health oriented, that don't go to doctors. They don't have anything to do with that institution because they don't believe, they're whatever. So they say, well, we're missing out on whatever percentage of the demographic it doesn't go to doctors and use these pharmaceutical drugs. So we'll just create an entire other industry and dress it up as if it has nothing to do with big pharma, and we'll just psyop you.
We'll sell it to these dumb fucks.
We'll just sell it to you, dress it up with, pay the influencers.
These healthy dumb fucks. Yes.
Dress it up with, have private labeling, right? All of these health products, these natural products, it's just companies going and outsourcing. They're getting private labels on big pharma corporations that produce the actual vitamins that they want to use in their particular healthy product, and then they pay, and then you can put whatever the hell you want on the labeling, because vitamins and supplements are not regulated. Like, it's a free-for-all. You can do it.
Okay.
We can start up a company if we want tomorrow. We don't need anything. We just need enough money to buy the products. We go shopping, buy a whole bunch of pre-made fabricated chemicals, and then throw on all of our organic and feel-good butterflies in the air.
Watermelons, yes. Yeah. Okay, now, Eli, I know people are going to ask this question, and if you guys have questions, put it in the question mark, and I may get to them if it's a good question. Don't waste our time. But listen, people are going to ask. They're going to say, okay, but what about these private label? Okay, you said private label, but what about these raw vegans that make their own supplements? We're not going to name names, but there's raw vegans that make their own supplements, and it's super high quality. Everything is tested. Everything is super, super high quality. What about those kind of supplements where it's like very small company and it's from, it is just like the best of the best, and it's from a raw vegan or a long-term vegan or whatever? What would you say to that supplement? Would you take that supplement?
No.
Why?
Okay, I wouldn't take that supplement either. To finish off your last question, you asked why I don't take those things, or why didn't I in the past? Okay, all that I just said, it's because I'm kind of recognizing that and just going back to the simple thing of eat food, right? I think I understood that very early. And so it didn't matter what the world was telling me. I see a box with yellow pills in it. Something about that screamed at me, it's not food, don't eat it. And it was only later that I understood how right I was in coming to that determination. Okay, so Now your next question. It's the natural supplement. It's the natural vitamin, right? Yes. Why would I not take that? So sometimes I snoop and I peep at some of the products that a lot of the influencers in all of the communities, I take a look at what they're selling, and it's like, because these are shelf-stable products, any way you slice it, these are shelf-stable products. They're powdered, fractionated, shelf-stable products, okay? Now, if we can all agree, and everybody out there listening, if we can all agree that Mother Nature did not produce shelf-stable products, okay, that's something that we should consider, okay?
I thought we got into the raw food movement because we agreed on, okay, so let's just like clarify this. I thought we all got into the raw food lifestyle because we agreed that if it's not alive, if it's not living, it is a waste of time, a waste of digestion, and has no value in the human body.
Right.
But yet raw vegans are out here taking supplements. So that's why I really wanted to do this with you. So I'm sorry, but I needed to get that out because I thought we were all the same until I started seeing these people on YouTube like promoting these supplements, and some of them make their own. And they're like, you got to take this. But I thought we went raw because we're against that kind of shit. But continue.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah, no problem, no problem. So I've snooped a bunch of these products and just gone to the site and their websites and whatnot and just taken a look. And you'll find some very nice looking ingredients, okay? The things that we all want to see, all right? Just one product and it's a whole food of some sort, okay? And all is looking good. Inevitably, though, from some of the people that are leading voices in the community, okay, and looking at the stuff they sell, inevitably, a couple of ingredients or one or two ingredients will show up that I've like flagged like, oh, that's an industry chemical. That's just another name for an industry chemical. And oh, look at that. Oh, that's another name for MSG, right? If you're selling plant protein or a protein powder of some sort, there's a good chance that you're selling some sort of MSG derivative in there. Good chance, or some other industry chemicals. So what it is it's a couple of harsh chemicals that need to be there by default in order to create a shelf-stable product filled with a bunch of other things that are supposed to make you feel good and imbue you with confidence about the product.
Can you have a supplement without a unhealthy ingredient to make it shelf stable? Is it possible to have a supplement that is healthy without any type of preservative?
Healthy is a spectrum.
Right.
It's a spectrum.
Is valuable, is good enough for you to ever consider taking?
Oh, for me personally, no.
You.
No.
You.
There's no. I can't.
No, yeah, we're talking about you.
Oh, me personally. Oh no, my whole life, I've never taken these things. I had maybe less than a handful of days where I tried a B12 supplement way back in the day. So I always say this just so I'm being honest.
Yeah, you're like me. Yeah, I was afraid once, or like, I don't know why you did it, but I was like, I don't know. Everyone's telling me, so I feel like I have to. I'm the only one on earth not.
Yeah. I don't know either. I don't know why. To be honest, I wasn't really scared. I was more curious, than anything. Will I see a result? Will I see a difference in how I feel after I take this product? So I took it, and bloody nothing happened. And so I was like, screw this. I can't be comfortable taking this green liquid. Screw that. Just give me lettuce. Like, what the hell, man? What am I doing? So I just threw it out, and that's it.
So as a meat eater or a regular member of society, you never did protein powder?
Yes, I did. Again, not for very long. A month?
Wow. That's rare because usually like gym, people that are really fit and people who go to the gym, they always take protein. So you, before you went raw, before you were fruitarian, you were not into the supplements either, and you didn't do protein powder.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Even before I went vegan, this is ages ago. This would have been before then that I would have tried protein powders. That did not last very long at all. And so when I was done with it, this didn't really help me. This didn't really help me at all. And then all through my vegan years, my conventional cooked vegan years, I didn't use anything.
Wow.
And I was perfectly fine.
Yes. So now B12, we want to end off. Any other information you want to share about B12? Because I want to get to protein powder.
If you check your, yeah, that's fine. We can end off on B12 and then get into that. If you check your B12 supplements, if you take them, if you see magnesium stearate anywhere or stearic acid, there's a good chance that you're eating like pork belly or GI tract lining, or beef waste product, or beef runoff. So like industry fluid and water that has been rinsing off animal products. They can source that. So
What's that word after magnesium? Magnesium stearate?
Stearate, or stearic acid. There's a
Whoa.
good chance that it's not vegan. For one thing, there's a lot of problems with natural vitamins. Okay, so B12. Finish off on B12, and then we can talk about something else. So with natural vitamins, understand that there's no regulation on that word. So, like many things, the industry, the world, social engineers, they dominate your mind by word magic and logic and mislabeling categories. It is the same way that they have manipulated human minds forever, and they do it to you today. Okay, so the word natural, it doesn't have an industry meaning. It is a nothing burger. It doesn't mean anything. Okay. See, they know you better than you know yourself, and they know that when I throw the word natural at you, or I go to that private labeling company that is just big pharma, and I buy, like I'm going shopping for stuff, and I just buy vitamins. Where they come from, God knows who knows, but there were chemicals involved. So I buy those things, okay, and there's the word natural. See, to you think it means you take something like an orange or a banana or a leaf or an herb or something, and in our minds, natural means they just took that thing and then they just, I don't know, they crushed it up, just lovingly. These Italian nonnas are like basilico, and just crushing stuff up, and then they lovingly put it into this bottle, and they go, oh, Maronna, and they kiss it. That's what you think when you hear the word natural. Okay, that is not what the industry considers natural. I'll run you through a very short list of the things that the industry considers natural. Natural can mean any organic compound. Any carbon-containing compound is something that's natural, is a natural source. Okay? Anything is natural. Now, if I were to ask you, Jeanette, for your food, for your diet, do you consume anything in the world that is natural? Are all natural things open season to you for your diet? Right? Anything.
No.
No, of course not. No, there's limitations. Just because it's natural doesn't mean it's food.
Yes, because somebody in the chat keeps telling me to drink my own urine. I am not going to. It is natural. It is. I'm good.
Okay, I'm so that's very unprofessional. Okay. So
they won't leave. Please leave. This is not bye. And don't shake my hand when you see me. Okay, Eli, continue.
Okay, so natural. The industry definition is, well, first of all, it doesn't exist.
No,
so
it doesn't
means
exist.
It's fundamentally different from what you believe, or what we all believe in our minds about what natural is. That being said, here are some of the things, the sources that industry can use to create a natural product. Seawater. Okay. So far, so good. Doesn't sound too bad, right? Seawater. Oh, that's natural. The seashells that come in the seawater. Rocks. Sand. Mud.
Oh my God, I can't do it.
Sawdust. Wood shavings. The insects that come on the sawdust or the wood shavings, or even just insects themselves. Fetal bovine serum is a natural product, as well as all sorts of animal runoff from the animal agriculture industry. Digestive enzymes from the inner lining of pigs' bellies is a natural product. And then it gets really crazy. Animal effluents, any and all animal effluents. Okay, we're talking straight goddamn sewage. Straight goddamn sewage is a natural product. It's a byproduct of some manufacturing, some industry, okay? And if it's byproducts and it's carbon containing, the industry can call it natural and not tell you about this source. They don't have to, because there's no regulation on this.
Where did you learn this? Where did you learn this?
I can, you know what? I can send you just some resources, some information, and some good sites to go to.
I won't understand them. You'll have to translate them. Don't even send me. Eli, I can imagine the shit that you read. I'm curious because you probably are more like educated than any raw vegan on this planet, for sure. And the average person will never even find this information.
Right.
So I can't even imagine how you dug up, like, where do you find this information?
No, it's there. It's there, but it admittedly, the industry is not forthcoming about it.
No.
Again, go home, just goddamn try. Find me a picture of a hormone. Try. You can't. Find me a picture of niacin or thiamine or any of the B vitamins. Show me a picture of those things doing what they say those things do in a way that makes sense to you, in a convincing way. Like, oh, this series of pictures clearly shows this thing doing this.
Why, Eli, why are we obsessed with B12 and not B11? Why? No, I'm serious. And if anybody has bingo right now, let me know, okay? You get a prize. Now, I'm just curious, why are we obsessed with B12, not B13?
Okay, for many reasons. For one, it's because of marketing, because there's some sort of expedient to convincing the public that this thing is there and that you need it, and that it tends to show up in animal products. So for one thing, it helps to serve as a justification to prop up the industry, right? And it also gives people something to argue about. Right?
This is what I believe, but nobody's ever said it. Continue.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I just have this inner gut feeling that it's about the veganism thing. It's about you have to eat animals. You have to be afraid. If you don't eat animals, if you don't consume what we're telling you, you're going to have a B12 deficiency and you're going to die.
Yeah. It's all that, but there's a lot more. There are a lot more motivations for why B12 fits into this cluster of vitamins that they need you to believe exists, right? Let me share something with you, okay?
We can't, B12 is the big kicker. We're never going to get off B12. It's so loaded. Continue.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, it's a big one. How much time do we have left? Are we okay?
Well, I know how you roll, so I allocated some time because I know how you roll.
Okay.
But you tell me. I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So there was a guy named, oh gosh, you please forgive me. There's a lot swimming around right now. Frederick Gowland Hopkins, I believe, and he won a Nobel Prize for the discovery of vitamins. This is in like the early 20th century, like 1912, 13, something like that. I don't know.
What was his name?
Dr. Hopkins.
Thank you.
Frederick Gowland Hopkins, okay? If you want something to amuse yourself, find information about how his procedure for determining that vitamins existed. Now, for the beginning part of the 20th century, they didn't. Oh, this is frustrating. They simply assumed that vitamins existed. Why did they do that? Because remember, kind of like I said before, we're coming out of the age of obsession with categorizing life and feverishly trying to identify the atomic structure of everything because we want to mechanize life. So you have to understand that at this time, there is an obsession with doing this and going out into the world and categorizing everything. So scientists, when they get onto the ball with this vitamin thing, they go nuts and they just try to find and isolate chemicals and just, hey, I've discovered this, I have discovered that. Roger, I have discovered the existence of they're just these arrogant men just throwing feces at each other and just doing nothing. Just goddamn doing nothing. So, okay, so this guy, he wins a Nobel Prize for the discovery of vitamins. Now, he didn't discover a vitamin because they didn't even have the technology available to do that, right? It was only, the first vitamin was isolated. I'm going to put that word in huge quotes because this isolation is not at all isolation. It's just more industry garbage. Okay? But in the literature, the first vitamin was isolated in 36, I believe, 1936. Which means that the whole era of vitamin discoveries prior to that, no, we were just assuming, it was a theory that we wanted to be true. So when we did stupid experiments, we simply attached that explanation to the results of the experiment and said, here is vitamin A. So I'll give you an example of what Friedrich Hopkins did in order to determine confidently that vitamins existed. He grabbed a source, a food source of some sort, right? And he pulverizes it, and then he adds chemicals to it. It's always chemicals. It's always chemicals, right? So they filter it, they add bacteria, they ferment it, then they add chemicals, and then he filters it through some sort of sieve. Maybe there's another chemical, so like a sulfate of some sort, sodium sulfate or something. There's another chemical on the sieve, and he filters this material through it. And okay, now common sense. I have a substance, maybe it's an apple or whatever. I pulverize it. I add 6-7 different chemicals to that thing, and then I run it through a mechanical sieve, and add another chemical on top of that. The resulting industry bog of volatile chemicals, he simply said, this must be the vitamin. And that was it. That was it. And so now the people catch on that, he determined that these vitamins exist. Like, this must be it. And then he tested that by feeding that thing to animals. So he used animal assays, and he feeds them some industry runoff. If he sees an effect, then great. If not, blah, blah. But that material that he came up with could contain hundreds of different chemicals. There was nothing in the experiment that actually logically isolated anything. If I want to isolate an apple and I throw in all the fruits I possibly can, bananas, tangerines, kiwis, and I stir it around in a blender, and then I throw some goddamn hexane on it, all right, and then filter it through a sieve, and then I say, oh look, there's vitamin Eli. That's just a new vitamin. This vitamin. It's not a goddamn vitamin. It's just crap. It's just this whole soup of organic material. They because of this obsession, they call it a vitamin, and they have been repeating that process in different ways with different equipment ever since.
So the question, thank you.
Yeah.
I have to watch this again. But listen,
Yeah.
what do you say? We're just doing B12 today, Eli, because so many questions. What do you say to the people that comment and talk to you and tell you that they were raw or vegan and they became deficient? And then as soon, now they're irreversible nerve damage. Every once in a while, I'm sure you get this comment. And then there's two types of people. One is they started supplementing and all of a sudden they feel better. Well, we know that's placebo. We know that. But what do you say to the people that are like telling you that they became like a Tim Trader? I don't know if you know who that, his story.
Yeah.
He says he didn't take B12 and now he's deficient and he has nerve damage. What are your thoughts on that? Not specifically Tim, but specifically somebody that says that they didn't supplement and they regret it.